Well, good morning, Lucia. I saw you joined us. Good morning to you.
Good morning, teacher.
I'm happy everybody's here. We're going to the microphone. Can you turn your microphone off? Okay, great. Um, Thank you for joining the class today. We are going to talk about how to prepare a debate speech. Now, why is it important to practice doing this? One of the big reasons might be because we use this type of language in a lot of different contexts. Um, think about when you're maybe talking to your boss about some time off of work that you need or promotion that you would like. Sometimes it can become a little bit of a debate. You have to present your reasons and support it, and then the other person might disagree with you. So we do this type of speaking in lots of different places, um, at jobs, even at school or in your home. This is a really good thing to practice to learn how to disagree politely in English, right? With the proper language and in the proper way. So we're going to practice that a little bit today, and I want to start with this warm up before we check our homework. So there's two different short conversations happening. So number one, person A says their opinion, I think holidays have become a big deal in recent years. And then person B says, oh yeah. So this is an informal conversation, right? So the two people talking. So what could person B say? First of all, is person B agreeing or disagreeing with person A? Yeah, they are agreeing. And how do we know? Because in the second part, the second sentence, it says stores begin to stock holiday items sometimes months before, and the workplaces have holiday parties. So a lot of people are celebrating these parties, right? And that's the same meaning as they've become a big deal. That means they've become popular, or important to a lot of people. So these two people agree on this point. So if you look at page 93 in your book, there's a way that we can add um, to person B's statement here. So what could we choose to put in the blank from page 93 in the orange box? Do you guys have any suggestions?
It could be, yes, that's true.
Yeah, we could say, oh yeah, I agree. Yeah, that's true. Or that's right. Or it's true. Or even I couldn't agree more. So all of those have the same meaning. Okay. So again, I'm bringing up this point here about this one. I couldn't agree more. What that means is I agree with you. Okay. Um, so we could put any of those agreeing statements here. And then person A gives their support for that. So in a debate, when you're talking with your partner, it's okay. I mean, you guys might agree on some things, and that's good. You can state that you agree and why you agree, and then you can go back to your point and emphasize it. Okay? So you guys have a lot of freedom in how you want to do your debate. You can structure it and practice it and kind of rehearse it together, or you can just make it a natural kind of speech and just kind of be spontaneous with it. Um, so I'm leaving it up to you how you want to do it, and then I'm going to critique or give you feedback about it after you give the speech. So I'll tell you, hey, this sounded good, or, that wasn't very polite. Maybe change. So it's just a practice speech, okay? That you guys are going to do with a partner. By the way, before we go to number 2, does everybody know who your partner is for the speech?
Yes, teacher. Me, well, I'm gonna participate with Alan.
Yes.
Yes, teacher. Me
Sophie,
too.
and
I'm gonna participate with Lion and
Okay.
another girl. I don't know.
Okay. Yes, that's correct. Lucia, what were you saying?
oh yes, we are going to participate on Monday, teacher.
Oh, okay, good. In the class.
Yeah.
Okay, excellent. You guys can do it however you want it, and I want you to have fun with it and just take it easy. Don't feel like you have to, everything has to be perfect, or that I have high expectations. I don't have a lot of expectations. I just want us to try some different things, and then if you do something that's maybe not like a native speaker would do, then I'll just give you that feedback so you'll know. So it's a learning opportunity. It's not for a grade. And yes, please let me know if anybody will not be able to do this speech with a partner. The way I can get your partner into another group as quickly as possible. And on that note, Carolina, you have Lan as your partner, and actually, you two are you going to be the only ones in your group because Isabel is not going to be able to do the debate speech. So you'll just have it with Lan. Okay?
Okay. Okay, teacher.
Okay, so we started off with more students and we've gotten fewer and fewer as the semester's gone on, but at least we have enough to do partners for this. So you guys, I'm just giving you freedom to do it how you want to do it. And you can use that Go React time if you would like to schedule a time that's outside of class, or you can use the class time on Monday. Okay, so I'll have plenty of time for you to do it Monday if you guys choose to. Okay, let's practice with number 2 together. And you two ladies are going to do this one together. Person A, so the first person will say, it seems to me like holidays are not commercial at all. And then person B, you can choose to agree or disagree. And I want you to add some statements. So like on page 93, there's an agreeing statement or a disagreeing statement. And then I also want you to add some of your own ideas, whether you agree with it or not. Like I did at the number 1, I added some points or some arguments. Okay, so I'll give you a minute to think about this, and you guys tell me who wants to be person A, who wants to be person B, and then we'll switch. So who wants to start with person A?
Um, me,
Lucia?
teacher. Yeah.
Okay, so Lucia, you will say the statement and then give the response.
Okay. It seems to me like holidays are not commercial at all.
Yes, that's true.
And then can you add to that, Carolina, maybe one idea or one piece of evidence or something? Why? Carolina,
Um,
why are they not commercial?
mm, I don't know, teacher.
Well, we can borrow some of the ideas from the listening part that we did on page 92, and then you also hopefully put some on page 94. So, holidays are not commercial. So if you go to page 94 and it says special occasions have not become too commercial, and where it says I agree, do you have anything in that box?
No, teacher.
Okay, then go to page 92. We did these answers in class. And on the no side, those are the arguments that say holidays have not become too commercial. So on the no side, we have 3 arguments.
Okay, can I say yes, that's right. People don't spend too much on gifts.
Yeah. People don't spend too much on gifts. That's evidence to support that holidays are not commercial. People are not spending that much money on gifts. So good. Okay, did you see how we did that? Do you understand how we put it together?
Yes, teacher.
I know this can be challenging because we're looking at 2 totally different ideas and arguments for both sides. So sometimes we can get mixed up on what we're actually doing, but that's why we're practicing, so we can look in the right places for the right information. Okay, now, Carolina, it is your turn. I want you to be person A, and then Lucia is going to respond to you.
It seems to me like holidays are not commercial at all.
I am not convinced because sometimes we spend a lot of money. It's because many times we buy things that we don't need. It's just because of sales. It happens.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, good. So sometimes we spend too much money around holiday time, and we buy things just because it's on sale.
Yes. Yeah, those are on sale.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Good. So, Lucia, you took some of the ideas kind of that are similar to page 92 on the yes. Money is spent, too much money is spent. People will waste money. We could bring up any of those points that people consider an obligation, or money should be spent on more important things. So what you did, both of you ladies, what you did, you both shared whether you agree or disagree, and then you also shared why. So that is a good way to continue with a debate. So one person shares an opinion and an idea. The other person can either disagree or agree, but most of the time you're going to be disagreeing. And then that second person will explain why and support their own point. So that's kind of how the debate will go, back and forth, agreeing or disagreeing, and saying why. Okay, and by the way, if you guys are just tired of this topic, I don't blame you, because we've been talking about it a lot. It's the central topic of this whole chapter, spending money on holidays. If you both decide on a different topic, that is fine with me. You can do that. It doesn't matter to me what the topic is, as long as one of you has one opinion and the other person will state the opposite opinion. So you guys can be creative with that. I want you to debate something that's actually interesting to you. Okay, so any questions about this page before we check our homework?
No, teacher.
Okay. So let's look at page 93. Page 93, you were supposed to listen and complete opinion phrases. So let's start. How about Carolina, do you want to start with, can you do number 2 where it said, how did this whole gift giving for every holiday tradition get started anyway? And then Carolina, what goes in the blank there?
How did this whole gift giving for everyday holy tradition get started anyway? It seems silly to me.
Good. Okay, so you guys can zoom in if you want to on this page here, and I'm looking at exercise 6 answers. Okay, so we've got number 2 seems. It seems silly to me. Okay, number 3, Lucia, what did you put?
I agree. I
Yes.
guess. Uh-huh.
Okay, good. I agree. 3 is agree. Number 4, disagree. Number 5, not convinced. Number 6, why not? Number 7, don't agree. Okay, good job. Let's go to exercise 7, and we're just going to do, we could pick one of these questions to do. Did anybody want to answer one of these questions? The first one is about technology and gift giving. The second one is graduation customs. And the third one is, do you think gifts are an obligation? Carolina, can you pick one of these questions and let's a quick discussion. Okay, for both of you, can you both answer this? It says, do you think technology has changed gift giving traditions? If so, how? And how are these changes positive or negative?
Teacher, I think the companies all the time are looking for, well, obviously, for new business in order to get money, and
Yeah.
constantly they are creating or they are innovating that we don't need, but we depend on these things. I don't know. For example, I don't know, balloons, for example.
Yeah.
If we are going to have a party, okay, I would like to put my name or my age or I don't know, this kind of detail or no, these kind of things
Yeah.
that we don't really need, but we spend just for a moment.
Yeah.
So we are spending money or and things that we don't.
Okay. bringing up the point about just gift giving in general has become too much focused on profit, right? Money.
Yes.
Okay, good. What do you think specifically about technology? Technology, I guess, in this case would be like, I don't know what they mean by technology changing gift-giving traditions.
Maybe that nowadays we are buying online.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, all of this, all a lot of products. We are very close of a lot of merchandise on our phone. So
Yeah.
because yes, if we need something, we can check Amazon and we can find and we are buying, we are spending money.
Happening with just online buying. And then even I was thinking about Mother's Day, a lot of people give flowers to their mother. And I remember that I bought flowers for my mom, but I bought it through the online, it's called 1-800-Flowers. They sent it to my mom and dropped it off at her door. So she opens the box and it's like fresh flowers and that's that's a different way to give gifts, right? And then you call the person later, "Did you get my gift?" I didn't actually hand them to her. I didn't see her that day. I just sent the flowers. So maybe that's part of what they mean by using technology, using the online shopping to give gifts.
Yes.
Yeah. What do you think?
I think that, for example, we can, like you said, teacher, we can order something and send it to the person, like a gift. But I think it has more meaning, like if you go there and you give it to her.
Right.
Yeah. But I think like nowadays it's easier, like just send it something from internet.
Yeah. Send it through the internet. But also think about when your family lives overseas or in another country and you cannot get to them. Maybe in the past you just wouldn't send anything, and maybe now it's like, hey, I can send this really easily with Amazon or whatever. Um, and so maybe more people are giving gifts now because we can do it online. So it might be positive in some cases, it might be negative with others. And also, I was thinking about gift cards. I think gift cards is another type of technology that we use to say, okay, all the money is on this card. You can get whatever you want. That has become a popular form of gift giving because we don't want to waste our money and buy something that the person doesn't want. So the focus to me has been on um, get what you want. That's the most important thing. And maybe not so much, hey, I got this for you because I feel like this would be good for you. And I was really thinking about you in this personal way, if you know what I mean, right? I mean, what do y'all think about gift cards? Do you appreciate gift cards more than getting like a physical gift?
Yes,
No.
teacher. I think
Okay, good. Guys,
like you
Charlie,
said,
go ahead.
whatever you want with a gift card,
Hmm.
because you use something like clothes, and what if they don't fit you?
Yeah.
You have to go change, and yeah.
Okay, so you really appreciate that gift card, and you feel like it's just as special or just the same as the person picking out something specific for you.
Yes.
Okay, and Lucia, you disagree with her. What do you think?
No, I was confused, teacher. I agree. I prefer gift card.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, and that has definitely become a trend in our modern society, just getting gift cards. For me personally, I know, I mean, I like gift cards, but they're easy to lose or misplace. Um, and it also requires an extra step for me because now I have to go to the store and find something. And for people like me who don't really like shopping, and, I'd rather spend my time doing something else. That's like, oh, okay, I have a gift card. Now I have to make some time to go shopping, you know. So for some people it might not be that good. I think it depends on the person that you're giving it to. And also in my case, I have a funny story. My dad and his wife gave me a gift card to a clothing store, and I just didn't go, and I didn't go for about a year. And I didn't go to use it. And then finally he asked me, "Hey, have you gone?" And I was like, "No." Da da da. So he ended up just going with me. He picked me up and we we went together, but I didn't use all the money. And then I waited several more years, probably 4 or 5 more years without spending all the money. And then I was driving by the store and I saw the sign, it said store closing. So the store was actually closing, and so I rushed in there and I grabbed some stuff. And I got to the counter and they said, "Oh, we're not using gift cards anymore because the store went bankrupt." And I was like, "No, no, I've had this gift card for almost 8 years, and why didn't I use it?" You know? So that's a perfect example of what can happen to a person if you give a gift card to somebody who's not really a shopper. Um, they literally just don't use it. And the store has closed, and I filed a claim to try to get that money back. But it might just all be a waste now. My family spent the money, and then I can't even get anything with it because I didn't go. So that to me is one of the negative sides of gift cards. Um, and Lan, I see you joined us. Do you want to add anything to the conversation? We're talking about number 1 on page 93, technology.
Yes.
Have you been listening to our conversation?
Yes.
Do you think technology has changed gift-giving traditions? Do you
Mm,
agree or disagree?
I agree with the give a gift card. Yes. Like um in my culture, uh,
Mhm.
um, the student like me uh, on the holiday of the teacher, I
Mhm.
usually give flower or something. I think that they need them. But in the United States, I'm just 1 year in here, and I actually don't know how to do because in my country that have tradition like customs,
Mhm.
and I keep them. I keep that tradition.
Yeah.
And last semester, after I gone after that semester, I give her that I give my teacher a gift card.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I feel happy when I do
Yeah.
that. Yeah,
Okay, so you feel like that's some type of special gift to
yeah,
just give a gift card. It's not like a cheap gift, like, oh, I don't have time to shop. Here's a card.
yeah.
Uh, you feel like it's special. Okay, that's interesting. So let's with our homework checking. If you look at page 94, there's a box, exercise 1. And exercise 1, I just asked you to kind of fill in some of the blanks there. But on the left side, the left column, special occasions have become too commercial. And then we have giving gifts is an obligation, number 1. And then have to spend money where you could spend it on important things. And then better to spend time with a person than to spend time shopping. And then too much focus on opening gifts. Okay, and then or on the right side, special occasions have not become too commercial. And it says giving gifts shows you were thinking of someone. Graduation gifts are practical. And then gifts remind people of the person who gave the gift. Okay, so basically what they're doing this is kind of confusing to me because the chart has 4 boxes, but the answer key only has 2 boxes. So what I think they're asking you to do maybe is like this first box right here. I think this is the side that says I agree. And then they were trying to see if you wanted to disagree with the statements. But you know what? It's kind of confusing. Did anybody have anything that you put in here that you want to talk about?
Teacher, I didn't do this part.
Okay.
This is for me as well.
Yeah.
And but I understand the point.
Right, right.
I didn't write nothing here.
Didn't write anything.
No.
Yeah, I'll skip this. I think they were trying to help you organize, but sometimes if it's too complicated, then it's not really even organizing anything. So we can skip that one. The basic idea was, yeah, do you know how to agree and disagree? Can you recognize the different points? And I think we got that. So let's look at page 95. And we already talked about some of our reasons for this. So what I want to do is just practice being polite in a discussion. I want to look at the bottom of page 95. And there's 3 kind of sections in this orange box. These are phrases or questions that you can ask while you're having a discussion with a person. So let's look at the first 2. It says, when you disagree, show that you understand and respect the other person's opinion. So if one person is sharing their opinion and their points, and you disagree with them, you can use one of those statements from page 93. You can say, I'm not convinced, or I don't agree, right? But that's a little bit strong. So what we want to do is kind of make it softer or more polite by saying, you may be right, but I'm not convinced. So we can add this statement on page 95 to the statement on page 93. So watch how I'm going to do this. I can say, you may be right, but I don't agree. Or I can say, I see your point, but I disagree. I'm not convinced. So we're adding like a polite statement, but we're also showing that we disagree. Okay? Any questions about that?
No, teacher.
Okay, good. Okay, so the second way, part of the orange box, it says you should also take turns and ask other people's opinions. You can do this by asking what you think. What's your opinion? And let me just stop for a moment and talk to you about just even in your native language or in any language, doesn't it make you feel really good when the person asks you, hey, what do you think about this? What's your opinion? People love it when you ask them that question. It makes them feel like they're really a part of the conversation. So you could add those into your discussion. And then at the bottom, it shares a couple of ways you can interrupt. And I don't recommend interrupting. In fact, I'm the type of person, I don't like interruptions. Unless I'm teaching, of course. I mean, as I'm teaching, I want you guys to say, hey, I have a question, wait, or slow down. That's totally acceptable, and I think that's normal. But in a conversation with a family member or friend, I don't like to be interrupted. So, but they do have these. If one person is just talking and talking and talking for a long time, then you might need to interrupt them. It might be important. So this is how you can do it. You can say, I'm sorry to interrupt, but I need to say something. Or, excuse me for interrupting, but can I say something? Or, I'd like to show my side. Okay, so those are polite ways of interrupting. So why don't we do this? We're going to practice this a little bit. Turn the page. And let's go through this short little conversation with A and B. A is one person, B is another person. And let's just practice this together, okay? And we're going to decide which choice we should circle. If you can see some of the letters are slanted to the side. That means that we have to choose one phrase or the other phrase, whichever one is appropriate. Okay, so for example, person A, I think holidays are too commercial. What do you think? Person B says, I see your point, but I think people really enjoy giving and receiving gifts. It's a way to show you care about people. So we're going to circle, for number one, we circle, I see your point. Because the other one, I'm sorry to interrupt, is not appropriate. Because person A asked the question, what do you think? So person B is not interrupting. So we don't need to circle the one that says, I'm sorry to interrupt. We want to circle, I see your point. Okay, so who wants to practice? We need two people to do the second part, where the second one that has A and B. Raise your hand if you want to practice. We need two volunteers. Okay, Lucia, you can be person A, and Carolina, you'll be person B. Okay, so let's go ahead.
You may be right, but there are better ways to show you care. it can be more thoughtful to spend time with people than to give them gifts.
Good.
Um, mm, I understand, but can't you do both? I mean, there's no reason that you have to choose.
Okay, good.
Yes, I see your point. Um,
This one is actually interruption. There's no reason that you have to choose, and then person A says, I'm sorry to interrupt. That was actually an interruption. You see, after choose, there's a little line. Was still talking.
so I'm sorry to interrupt, but I actually do feel like it's a choice. Sometimes
Good.
I'm so busy doing holiday shopping that I don't have enough time to spend with my friends and family.
I'm sorry. I think if you plan ahead and maybe shop online, shopping doesn't have to take a lot of time. You can give people nice gifts and also spend time with them.
Okay, good. That was a little bit forced, like you're just reading to show you kind of the flow of how a debate can be. This is one style. Okay, Lon, do you want to practice?
Yes.
Okay, do you want to be person A or B?
I be is I
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, why don't you start at the top? It says, I think holidays are, and then I'll be person B. Okay?
Yeah. I think holidays are too commercial. What do you think?
But I think people really enjoy giving and receiving gifts. It's a way to show you care about people.
You might be right, but there are better ways to show you care. It can be more thoughtful to spend time with people than give them gifts.
I understand, but can't you do both? No reason that you have to choose.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but I
Mhm.
actually do feel like it's a choice. Sometimes I'm so busy doing holiday shopping that I don't have enough time to spend with my friends and family.
I disagree. Oh, I'm sorry, but I disagree. I think if you plan ahead and maybe shop online, shopping doesn't have to take a lot of time. You can give people nice gifts and also spend time with them. Okay, so I feel like we're in an acting class or something. We're in theater. Okay, so now we're going to take it a step, and I want to practice in that box where it says student A and student B. So student A, let's go back to Carolina and Lucy practice. So Carolina, you're going to be person A, and Lucia, you'll be student B. So student A, Carolina, you think it's a good idea to relax on holidays. People should go out to dinner rather than cook, right? Why do all that work? And so, student A, Carolina, you're going to start by listening. No. You're going to share your opinion first. So, Carolina, you share your opinion that, basically, what's the point of working so hard on holidays? And then student B is going to share second. Okay, Lucia, you'll be the second person. And then after Carolina speaks, then Lucia, you're going to agree with her or say that you understand, but, and then you're going to share your point. Traditions are important. People always made special food and they should continue doing that. Okay? Do you guys understand what we're doing?
Okay.
So I want you to practice using some of those key words. Maybe right, but, or I see your point. And then you can say, what do you think? I mean, just add some of those polite ways of speaking in there. Okay?
Okay, teacher.
Okay, let's try this. Carolina, you can start. Share your point. Carolina, we can't.
Yes.
Are we going to write or just talk?
Like student A is Carolina, so she's going to talk about why we shouldn't be cooking on holidays. I mean, what's the point? We need to relax. We need to go out. She's going to share her side. Give your main and then give a reason.
I think that people should go out to dinner rather than cook because at the end of the day, just only one member of the family has to do all the cook. Better if everybody go outside to eat.
Everybody goes out to eat. Yeah. Good. Okay, Lucia,
Uh-huh.
how can you disagree?
I see your point, but I think it's important. Well, depends on family. But it's important follow traditions. Follow traditions, and I consider when when we are in holidays, to make a good food could be better, and because in my family we used to we spent cooking and we really enjoyed that moment. It's a good choice for us cooking together.
Okay, good. So you share your side now. Yeah, well, that was it, really. That's just the beginning. So that would be about half of the speech. Back to Carolina, and she would say maybe, well, I agree that, cooking at home is fun for some people and it's part of a tradition, but, and then she would continue sharing her side. And then it would go back to Lucia again. So it's kind of like person A, person B, person A, person B. And that's what we would do as a debate. Right? Lon, do you want to try?
Yes.
We're missing Alan today, so we've got an odd number of people. Okay, Carolina, can you be Lon's partner for this one? Lon, I want you to be student A, okay? And then student B.
Yes, I think that it's good relax on holiday, but I think I like tradition culture like when on holiday when the holiday in a holiday I want to uh, spend time with my family like parent, sister, daughter, uh, spend time together. We should cook together and like listen music or um, talk about something like that, and I like that way.
Okay,
Yes.
good. What do you think?
Uh,
Okay, Carolina?
Mm, I disagree because I think the tradition is to stay at home and prepare food or order food from a restaurant, but stay at home.
Okay, good. Okay, and so Carolina, you want to add something maybe like, I see your point, but I disagree. So remember to add one of those polite expressions. And I like how Lon asked, she said, "What do you think?" That was very polite. So I like that. Okay, any questions about that and how that works? Questions?
No, teacher.
just need more practice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, why don't we take a look up here at this screen, and you can see I just wrote really quickly the structure of a debate speech. This is one way to do it, where you go back and forth. So person A will state their own main idea and give one supporting argument, and then person B will politely disagree and then share their own main idea and give one supporting point or argument. And then person A will disagree politely, or you can agree with some part of what they say and then continue with your own argument or point of view. And then person B will do the same. And then at the end, either person can continue talking, you can keep going, or you can close the debate and say something like this. You can say, "I appreciate you sharing your point of view, and this has given us a lot to think about." So it's kind of a way of just ending the debate, right? On a positive note. That is one way to do this. Now, there's other ways to do this. It might be more simple if you do it like this. I'm just typing it up here. I'll just put it as, these are my own ideas, okay? They don't actually give you a structure in this speech, in this book. But here's one thing you can do person A could state their main idea and all their supporting arguments. And then person B could politely disagree and then state their main idea and all their supporting arguments. And then person A could respond, person B could respond to that. So in this structure on the bottom, basically one person is giving their speech and the other person is giving their speech. And then at the end you can say, well, I agreed with this, but I disagreed with that. It kind of just depends on what you guys want to do. So you could take a picture of this if you want, or it's in the video, so you can go back and watch it. But I want to do one more thing before we go. I want to look at adverbs for emphasis on page 96 and 97. And so basically, if you look in the orange box, page 96, you can use adverbs to make a point stronger. You can say, I strongly believe. Okay, so that's it has more emphasis if you use the word strongly. So strongly is an adverb. It describes how you do something. On my page here, you can see I use the word politely. Politely is describing how you need to disagree. Just like strongly is describing how you need or how you believe. Now you can say you can use the adverb before the verb or after the verb. So you can say I believe strongly that people spend too much time, or I strongly believe. Either one is okay. But that is just for some adverbs. If you look at the second one, that I really think really needs to go before the verb. I really think, I really want, I really believe that. Okay, so you can make a statement with those. And then they give you some more examples. I totally agree. Yes, that's completely true. And yes, that's definitely. So let's practice pronunciation of these. I want you to repeat after me. Totally.
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 Good. Okay, repeat after me. Completely.
Completely.
Good. And then definitely.
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 Alan's got a lot of syllables. On the right side, I want you to say Lee.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Good. Okay, so on page 97, circle the sentences that you agree with and change the sentences that you disagree with and add adverbs. So let's do a couple of these together. Number one, it's true that people don't have time to cook anymore. So if I agree with that, I could add something like, I really think that people don't have time to cook anymore. Or you can say, it's totally true that people don't have time to cook anymore. So we're just adding a little emphasis adverb. Now, what if we disagree with this? How can we change this? It says to change the sentence and add adverbs. We can use one of the not statements. If you look, I'm really not convinced. that people don't have time to cook anymore. Or you can take out the don't and you can say, I really think people have time to cook. Okay, so do you guys need me to write a couple of these down? Want me to put some of these on the screen? Okay, so for example, to agree with the statement, we can add this adverb to make a sentence with it. I totally agree that people don't have time to cook anymore. So this part, that people don't have time to cook anymore, I didn't change that. I just changed the beginning of that. Okay. Another example. I really think that people don't have time to cook anymore. So again, I'm just changing the first part of the sentence. Okay, what about disagreeing? Someone give me an example for number one. How can we disagree and we also can use an adverb?
I'm really not convinced.
Yeah,
People don't-
good. I'm really not convinced that people don't have time. So you can put any of these on number one in the blank. Or, and let's take out the don't have. And let's say something like, I strongly believe that you'll have time to cook. And we don't want to use any more. Notice what I changed in this one. So I took out the don't and I also took out the any more. And I only used have time to cook because the word any is going to match up with a negative verb. Like if I say, I don't have any money, or I didn't see anybody at the store. So the negative verb goes with the any. So when we take out the negative verb, then I also need to take out the any part. So these have the same meaning. I strongly believe that people have time to cook. Okay, and these are kind of silly examples. Again, they're so focused on holidays and gifts and cooking. It's kind of making me crazy. But they're just showing you a million different ways to talk about this topic. Okay, so we're going to end it here for today because your homework is going to be to start preparing your speech and share decide with your partner who's going to agree, who's going to disagree, or basically what side of the opinion do you each have. So decide that, schedule a time with your partner, and then you can start preparing this weekend for what you want to say. And I also want you to do pages 97 and 96. So we'll check these answers on Monday. It's just looking at express patterns for agreeing and disagreeing. And I've already shown you some of those in my voice because I said I strongly believe, right? So you'll listen to some more examples of that. And then also phrases with that. Like, I think that, I've heard that. So you're going to practice a few of those on page 98. Okay, anybody have questions or anything we need to discuss? Okay, so just remember you can choose your own topic if you guys want to. Examples of topics, if you want to choose your own, maybe I know this one is a hot topic. We need a Democratic president. You guys know we had an election yesterday. They're still counting the votes. This would be a good topic if anybody wants to debate that one. Yes, we need a different president, or no, we don't. Both sides have valid points, so you can share those ideas. I'm trying to give you some more ideas if you want to change your topic. Let me write some more here. Okay, what about this topic? Teenagers shouldn't use cell phones. Or you can change it. You can say kids under the age of 12 shouldn't be allowed to have cell phones. You know, parents should limit their children's video game time, or, you know, something like that. Both of those, the different opinions on that they both have good points, you know, good points on both sides. Like, of course, my kids want to use cell phones. They say it helps keep them safer, right? Because if they're somewhere and they need to call me, they can call me right away. It also can help, cell phones can help them with doing homework and things, you know, looking at things on the internet. But the other side is, right, all of the negative things about the internet and too much texting and social media and all that. So both sides of the point have good points, are good arguments. So those are just a couple of ideas if you decide you want to have a different topic with your partner. Okay, so homework in the book, decide which side of the debate your partner and you are going to talk about, and then prepare. Prepare to give your speech this weekend or early next week. And the Go React, I set it up where you guys, it's like a Zoom meeting. So once you're in there, it'll say live on it, and then you can join. So I already tried it one time. It's cool. So it'll say like join, and both of you can go in there and meet. And I'm not sure who has to click on record, but one person will click record to record the speech. Okay, guys, any questions before we go today?
No, teacher.
No, teacher.
Okay, so just remember, quick reminder, next Wednesday is our last class. Okay. So I hope to have all your grades posted in Blackboard by Wednesday so you can check that. All right. And if you guys want to register for communication level 2, you're welcome to do that. Registration is open. And so that's it, guys. Thank you for joining me today.
Teacher, second level is on January.
Yes. To
Sometime
start
January.